Chapter 1. The Insult. The crystal chandeliers of Giardino Nero cast amber light across white tablecloths as Aria Santoro balanced 4 plates along her forearms. 3 months working Manhattan's most exclusive Italian restaurant, and she'd perfected the invisible waitress routine. Eyes down, smile pleasant, ears deaf, especially when Table 7 arrived. She'd learned to recognize them within seconds of their entrance. The men in $1,000 suits who moved like predators, the women dripping diamonds that cost more than Aria's yearly tuition, back when she'd had a life that included college. The silence that rippled through the restaurant when they walked in, conversations dropping to whispers. Table 7 was always reserved for Dante Caruso. Tonight, he sat with 3 men, their conversation low and sharp. Aria approached with practiced deference, setting down their appetizers with mechanical precision. Finally, Dante said in Italian, not even glancing at her, "I thought we'd starve waiting for this incompetent cameriera to remember we exist." His companions chuckled. One, a silver-haired man with cruel eyes, added also in Italian, "American girls. Pretty faces, empty heads. She probably thinks we're discussing the weather." Aria's hand trembled slightly as she placed the last plate. Her Nona's voice echoed in her memory, teaching her the language of their ancestors in that cramped Brooklyn apartment. "Never forget where you come from, Tesoro." "And the ass on her," another man said, his Italian thick with a Sicilian accent. "Dante, you should take her home. She'd look good on her knees." Laughter erupted. Something snapped. Aria straightened, meeting Dante Caruso's dark eyes for the first time. He was devastatingly handsome. Sharp jawline, thick black hair swept back, a mouth made for sin and cruelty. Power radiated from him like heat. "Gentlemen," she said in flawless Italian, her accent perfect Tuscan, the kind that came from years of study, not just family lessons. "If you're finished insulting the help, perhaps you'd like to discuss something more interesting. Like the federal judge you're planning to kill Thursday night?" 4 faces turned to stone. The temperature plummeted. Dante's eyes darkened from chocolate to black. His hand, elegant, strong, adorned with a gold family ring, froze halfway to his wineglass. "Or," Aria continued, her heart hammering but her voice steady, "we could pretend I didn't understand a word of your earlier conversation about the problem that needs permanent resolution at precisely 10 p.m. at the Harborview estate." She smiled sweetly. "I'll bring your entrees shortly." Aria turned and walked away, every instinct screaming at her to run. She'd blown 3 months of careful planning in 30 seconds of wounded pride. But God, it had felt good. She made it 5 steps, a hand, iron strong, clamped around her wrist. Dante Caruso stood so close she could smell his cologne, cedar and smoke, and something darker. His voice was a whisper meant only for her, switching to perfect English. "My office. Now. I'm working." His grip tightened. Not painful, but absolutely unbreakable. "I don't care if this restaurant is on fire. You just signed your death warrant, Bella. The only question is whether you die tonight, or I give you a chance to explain why I shouldn't put a bullet in that smart mouth right fucking now." Aria's pulse thundered. This was it. The moment she'd been engineering for months, just not the way she'd planned. She'd wanted leverage, evidence, a wire recording. Instead, she had his attention and nothing else. "Fine," she said. "But your manager works for me." Dante's smile was razor sharp. "Everyone here works for me. You've been serving the man who owns this city for 3 months, and you never once wondered why Table 7 was always empty until we arrived." He released her wrist, straightening his cufflinks with casual menace. "Walk, calmly. The office is through the kitchen, last door on the right. You run, and my men will have you before you reach the street. You scream, and I'll make sure it's the last sound you ever make." Aria's options evaporated. She nodded once and walked. The kitchen staff didn't even look up as she passed. The office door loomed ahead, mahogany and brass, elegant as everything else in this world she'd infiltrated. Dante opened it, gesturing her inside with mock courtesy. The office was dark leather and old books, a massive desk dominating one wall. But Aria's attention fixed on the 2 men already waiting inside. The silver-haired man from the table and another, younger with scars running down his neck. "Search her," Dante commanded. "I'm not armed," Aria said, Then you're stupider than I thought. The scarred man patted her down with professional efficiency. Impersonal, thorough, terrifying. He found her phone, keys, and the small canister of pepper spray she kept in her apron. Clean, he reported. Dante circled her slowly, a shark sizing up prey. Name, real name, Aria Santoro. Italian family? My grandmother. Where'd you learn to speak like a native? Columbia University, double major in Italian language and criminal justice. The truth, before everything fell apart. I spent a year in Florence, criminal justice. Dante's laugh was cold. Of course. Let me guess, you're a cop, FBI, or just an idiot with a death wish? Aria met his eyes. I'm someone who needs what you have. Information. Information. He leaned against his desk, arms crossed. You overheard a private conversation in a language you weren't supposed to understand, about a topic that could get you killed, and your play is to ask me for information? I know who you are, Aria said. Dante Caruso, head of the Caruso family. Your father built this empire. You inherited it 3 years ago, and you've doubled its reach. You own half the city council, 3 judges, and more cops than I can count. Flattering. Continue. I also know the federal judge you're planning to hit is Judge Richard Blackwell. Thursday night. 10 p.m., Harborview Estate. The silver-haired man moved, hand disappearing inside his jacket. Dante raised one finger. The man froze. How? Dante said softly. Do you know that name? This was it. The gamble. The lie that might save her life or end it. Because he's the reason I'm here, Aria said. Because 6 months ago, Judge Blackwell put my brother in prison on charges your family manufactured. Because I know he's corrupt. I know he's in your pocket. And I know you're going to kill him. And I want to watch. Silence stretched like a blade. Dante studied her with those impossibly dark eyes. Your brother, Marco Santoro. 25 to life for a murder he didn't commit. Your family needed a fall guy for the Vittorio hit, and my brother was convenient. It was all true, except Marco wasn't her brother. He was her partner, and Judge Blackwell wasn't corrupt. He was her father, and she had 4 days to stop Dante Caruso from killing him. Dante pushed off the desk, closing the distance between them until she could feel his breath against her forehead. You want revenge, he said. I want justice. There's no difference in my world. His finger traced her jawline, the touch electric and terrifying. Here's what's going to happen, Bella. You're going to tell me everything, who you've told about tonight, what evidence you have, who you're working with, and then you'll let me go? His smile was beautiful and devastating. Then I'll decide whether to kill you quickly or make you useful. I work alone, Aria said. I've told no one. I have no evidence except what I heard tonight, and if I don't call my roommate by midnight, everything I know goes to the FBI. Lies. All lies. But they sounded convincing. Dante's expression never changed, but something flickered in his eyes. Respect, amusement? Interesting, he murmured. You're either the bravest woman I've ever met or the most foolish. Possibly both. He stepped back, returning to his desk. Marco, you'll stay at my estate until I verify your story. If you're telling the truth, we'll discuss what happens next. If you're lying... He opened a drawer, removing a Glock with casual grace. Well... You understand? You're kidnapping me. I'm ensuring your cooperation. Dante checked the gun's chamber with practiced ease. Luca will take you out the back. You'll leave your phone here. You'll tell no one where you're going. And if you try to run, I'll assume you're a federal plant and respond accordingly. I have rights. Not in my world, you don't. His voice dropped to a dangerous purr. In my world, you're a liability who overheard information worth millions. The fact that you're still breathing is a courtesy I'm extending because... He paused, studying her. Because something about you is different. And I want to know what. The scarred man, Luca, gripped her arm. Aria's mind raced. This wasn't the plan. She needed to be free, mobile, able to contact her handler. But she also needed to be close to Dante, to learn his operation, to find proof. 4 days, she said. If you're killing Judge Blackwell Thursday, I have until then to prove I'm telling the truth. 3, Dante countered. 3 days to convince me you're worth keeping alive. Their eyes locked. Deal, Arya whispered. Dante smiled, slow and predatory. Welcome to my world, Arya Santoro. Try not to die. Chapter 2. The Cage. The black SUV cut through Manhattan like a bullet, Luca driving in silence while Arya sat in back between two stone-faced guards. No one spoke. The city lights blurred past, elegant brownstones giving way to industrial waterfronts, then finally to gates. Massive. Iron. Definitely electrified. The Caruso estate sprawled across 5 acres in Westchester. Close enough to the city to command it, far enough for privacy. The main house loomed like a fortress, all dark stone and Gothic windows. Out, Luca ordered. Arya climbed from the SUV, her waitress uniform ridiculous against the mansion's grandeur. The front door opened before they reached it, revealing a woman in her 50s with steel gray hair and sharp eyes. Another one? The woman said in Italian. Special guest of the dawn, Luca replied. Rosa, get her settled. 3rd floor, east wing, double locks. Rosa's expression never changed, but something like pity flickered across her features. Come, girl. The interior matched the exterior. Old money, old power, old blood. Marble floors, oil paintings of stern-faced ancestors, a staircase that belonged in a castle. Rosa led Arya up 2 flights, down a hallway lined with closed doors. Here. Rosa unlocked a room. Bathroom through there. Clothes in the dresser. They'll fit well enough. Don't try the windows. Don't try the door. Breakfast at 7. I'm a prisoner, Arya said. You're alive. Rosa's eyes softened slightly. In this house, that's more than most can say. Don't waste it. The door closed. The lock clicked. Twice. Arya stood in the center of the room, forcing herself to breathe. Assess. Plan. The space was surprisingly elegant. 4-poster bed, antique furniture, a window overlooking manicured gardens, a gilded cage. She tried the window, locked, 3 stories up. Even if she broke it, she'd never survive the fall. Her phone was gone. Her pepper spray, her escape route. But she had something more valuable. Dante's attention. Arya stripped off the uniform, finding silk pajamas in the dresser. Someone's clothes, too nice to be generic. A previous guest? Prisoner? She didn't want to think about it. The bathroom was marble and gold, absurdly luxurious. She showered quickly, washing away the restaurant smoke and the scent of fear sweat. When she emerged, a tray sat on the desk. Bread, cheese, wine. Rosa had come and gone in minutes. Arya ate mechanically, her mind dissecting the evening. She'd broken every rule of undercover work, maintained cover, kept emotional distance, never confronted the target. But she'd also achieved the impossible penetration of Dante Caruso's inner circle in one explosive conversation. Now she just had to survive long enough to stop him. A soft knock interrupted her thoughts. The door opened. Apparently it only locked from the outside. Dante stood in the threshold, changed from his suit into dark slacks and a white shirt rolled to his elbows. Casual. Devastating. Settled? He asked. Imprisoned, you mean? He stepped inside, closing the door behind him. The room suddenly felt smaller. Semantics. Dante moved to the window, gazing out at his empire. I've been thinking about you, Arya Santoro. Your story, your timing, your conveniently perfect Italian. It's not convenient. It's education. Columbia doesn't teach the street dialect you used earlier, or the Tuscan accent you switched to. He turned, pinning her with that dark gaze. You learned from someone who lived it. Arya's throat tightened. My grandmother. She emigrated from Florence in the 50s. What was her name? Maria Gianelli. Family still in Italy? Dead. All of them. Another truth. Her nonna had died 2 years ago, taking with her the last link to Arya's heritage. To the life before witness protection, before her father became a judge, before everything turned to ash. Dante moved closer. I had my people check your brother, Marco Santoro, currently serving 25 to life at Sing Sing for the murder of Anthony Vittorio. Arya's pulse jumped. She'd prepared for this. I know. I visit him monthly. Interesting. Because according to prison records, Marco Santoro has never had a visitor. Not once in 8 months. Shit, Arya's mind raced. He refused to see me. He thinks I blame him, thinks I'm ashamed. I write letters. They're returned unopened. Dante was close now. Close enough that she could see the faint scar above his eyebrow, the flecks of gold in those dark eyes. You're lying. I'm not. You're lying, but I don't know about what. His hand came up, fingers brushing her damp hair. Are you a cop, Arya, FBI, or something more interesting? I'm a waitress trying to save her brother. No. His voice dropped to a whisper. You're something else entirely. I can feel it. The air between them crackled with tension. Danger and attraction twisted together in something electric. Arya forced herself not to step back, not to show fear. I need 3 days, she said. You promised me 3 days. To prove your loyalty? Dante's smile was dark. Oh, you'll prove it, Bella. Starting tomorrow, what happens tomorrow? You're going to tell me everything you know about Judge Blackwell. His security, his routines, his weaknesses, and then you're going to help me kill him. Arya's blood froze. What? You want revenge for your brother? Here's your chance. Dante's thumb traced her lower lip, the gesture possessive and terrifying. You're going to be my inside access, the pretty face nobody suspects. And when it's done, when Blackwell is dead, you'll belong to me. I don't belong to anyone. His laugh was low, dangerous. We'll see. He dropped his hand, stepping back. Get sleep. Tomorrow, your real education begins. And Arya? He paused at the door. Don't try to be clever. Don't try to escape. The last person who betrayed me took 3 days to die, and I made sure every second counted. The door closed. The locks clicked. Arya sank onto the bed, shaking. She'd wanted to get close to Dante, to infiltrate his operation. But she'd never imagined he'd demand she become complicit in her own father's murder. She had 3 days to stop a killing, expose a crime lord, and keep herself alive. And the most terrifying part? When Dante touched her, when his eyes burned into hers, she'd felt something beyond fear. She'd felt desire. God help her. She was in trouble. Chapter 3. The education. Morning arrived with cruel sunlight and Rosa's knock. Breakfast. 5 minutes. Arya dressed in clothes from the dresser. Designer jeans that fit perfectly. A silk blouse. Leather boots. Someone had known her size exactly. The thought unsettled her. Downstairs, the formal dining room stretched under vaulted ceilings. Dante sat at the head of an enormous table, reading a newspaper and drinking espresso. He looked up as she entered. Sit. Arya took the chair to his right, acutely aware of the armed guard by the door. A spread of food materialized. Pastries, fruit, meats, cheeses. Enough to feed 10 people. Eat, Dante commanded. You'll need strength. She took a pastry, her stomach too knotted for real hunger. For what? Your education. He folded the newspaper with precise movements. If you're going to move in my world, you need to understand it. The rules, the stakes, the cost of failure. I understand perfectly. You understand nothing. His voice cracked like a whip. You think serving drinks in a restaurant where made men eat dinner makes you informed? You're a child playing in traffic. Arya's temper flared. I'm not a child. Then prove it. Dante stood, gesturing for her to follow. Come. They walked through the house, and with each room, Arya glimpsed the Empire. An office with maps marked in red. A surveillance room with screens showing half the city. A gym where men trained with deadly precision. A library filled with law books and precedent files. This, Dante said, sweeping his hand across a control room, is power. Real power. Not the fantasy you've built in your head about noble causes and justice. This is the machinery that runs New York. On one screen, a politician glad-handed donors. On another, a police captain accepted an envelope. A third showed the interior of a courtroom. Empty now, but marked with tomorrow's docket. Judge Blackwell, Dante said softly, has served my family for 12 years. He's taken millions in bribes, fixed hundreds of cases, and destroyed countless lives with his rulings. He's a monster who hides behind a black robe. Then why kill him? Arya challenged. If he's useful, because he's become greedy. Because he threatened to expose our arrangement unless I doubled his payment. Because he thinks he's untouchable. Dante's eyes went cold. No one threatens the Caruso family. No one. So you'll murder him. I'll remove a problem. He turned to her. And you're going to help. I won't. You will. Or I'll assume you're a federal plant, kill you, and move the hit up to tonight. His hand shot out, gripping her chin with gentle menace. Don't test me, Arya. I don't make idle threats. Her options collapsed to one, compliance. For now, what do you need? She asked. Information. Blackwell's Harbor View estate has private security, 4 men, rotating shifts. He has a panic room. He has escape routes, but he also has weaknesses. Dante released her, pulling up files on a tablet. His daughter visits weekly. His mistress stays over Tuesdays and Fridays. He plays poker with friends every Thursday. That's our window. Arya's mind spun. Her father's poker game. She knew it well. Had watched him host it for years before her family entered witness protection. 4 old friends, expensive scotch, the study with its leather chairs and cigar smoke. How do you know all this? She asked. I know everything. Dante handed her the tablet. Security schematics, guard rotations, floor plans. You have until tonight to memorize them. Why would I know any of this? Because tomorrow you're going to walk up to Judge Blackwell's front door and gain entry. You're going to plant surveillance equipment, map his movements, and confirm our intelligence. Arya's blood turned to ice. You want me to infiltrate my... She caught herself. The judge's house? I want you to prove you're not working for the feds. Dante's smile was pure predator. A loyalty test. Pass, and maybe I'll believe your story about your brother. Fail, and I'll know you're a plant. How would I even get inside? You'll pose as a grad student researching judicial corruption. You'll request an interview. Blackwell's arrogant enough to grant it. He loves talking about his distinguished career. Dante circled her slowly. You're smart, educated, beautiful. He'll see an easy mark. A young woman impressed by his power. It was brilliantly simple, and it meant coming face to face with her father while wired for a crime lord. What if he recognizes me? The question slipped out. Dante's eyes narrowed. Why would he recognize you? I meant, what if he's seen me at the restaurant? What if he hasn't? I've checked. But suspicion lingered in his gaze. Are you afraid, Bella? I'm terrified, Arya admitted. Truth, for once. Something shifted in his expression. Good. Fear keeps you sharp. Gets you killed when you freeze. But keeps you alive when you respect it. He stepped closer, and again that electricity sparked between them. Dangerous, intoxicating, wrong. Why me? Arya whispered. You could use anyone for this. Why risk an unknown? Because you speak perfect Italian. Because you walked into my world with your eyes open. Because when I threatened you, you didn't break. His hand traced her collarbone, the touch sending shivers down her spine. And because I want to understand what game you're really playing. I'm not... Everyone plays games in my world. Everyone has an angle. His breath ghosted across her lips. I'm going to discover yours, Arya. And when I do, you'll either become invaluable or you'll disappear. The door opened. Luca entered, breaking the moment. Boss, the Moretti situation requires your attention. Dante stepped back, the dangerous intimacy evaporating into cold command. Take her to the study. She has work to do. Wait, Arya said. If I do this, if I get you your information, will you spare Judge Blackwell? Both men stared at her. No, Dante said simply. He dies Thursday. The only question is whether you help, or whether I assume you're lying and kill you both. He walked out, leaving Arya with 2 impossible choices: betray her father or blow her cover. She had 48 hours to find a third option. Luca led her to the study, a room of dark wood and leather, walls lined with law books that probably belonged to some legitimate ancestor before the Caruso family embraced its darker path. He set the tablet on the desk. Study, he ordered. The Dawn doesn't tolerate failure. Alone, Arya opened the files. Her father's house blueprint stared back at her, every room mapped, every entrance marked. She'd grown up in that house, knew its secrets better than any schematic. She also knew the panic room had a landline. If she could reach it, if she could make one call to her FBI handler. But that meant completing Dante's test, entering her father's home as a spy for the man who wanted him dead. Her hands shook as she memorized guard rotations, camera blind spots, entry points. She was preparing to betray everything she stood for, or she was gathering intelligence to bring down Dante Caruso. The line between the two had never been thinner. Hours passed. Rosa brought lunch. Arya ate without tasting, her mind building and discarding plans. Finally, as sunset painted the windows gold, the study door opened. Dante entered with two others, a woman in her 30s with calculating eyes and a man who radiated quiet menace. "Arya Santoro," Dante said. "Meet Valentina, my consigliere, and Marco, my cousin, head of security." Marco, the same name as her supposed brother. The irony wasn't lost on her. "Valentina will prepare your cover story," Dante continued. "Marco will wire you for audio and video. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. you'll visit Judge Blackwell. By tomorrow night, I'll know if you're an asset or a liability." Valentina studied Arya with unsettling focus. "She's beautiful. He'll underestimate her." "Good. Can she handle herself?" Marco asked. "We'll see." Dante's eyes never left Arya. "Can you?" Arya stood, meeting his challenge. "I've come this far. You've survived one day in my world. Don't mistake that for success." He moved closer, invading her space. "Tomorrow you step into the fire. Tomorrow I find out who you really are." His hand cupped her face, thumb stroking her cheek with devastating gentleness. "Don't make me regret letting you live, Bella." Then he was gone, leaving Arya with his lieutenant and his cousin. Valentina smiled, sharp as a knife. "Let's get you ready to seduce a judge." Chapter 4. The wire Valentina worked like a sculptor, transforming Arya from captive to weapon. They stood in a dressing room Arya hadn't known existed. Rows of designer clothes, jewelry worth millions, wigs and makeup stations. "Blackwell likes intelligent women," Valentina said, selecting a pencil skirt and silk blouse. "But not too intelligent. You're a grad student, eager, slightly naive. You worship men like him." "I'll try not to vomit," Arya muttered. Valentina's laugh was unexpected. "I like you. Most girls Dante brings here cry or beg. You've got spine." She handed over the outfit. "Change. We'll wire you after." Alone in the changing room, Arya pulled on the clothes. The skirt hugged her curves, the blouse professional but subtly alluring. When she emerged, Marco waited with a metal briefcase. "This is a body wire," he said, opening the case to reveal sophisticated electronics, audio and video. "The camera is in this button." He indicated a decorative button on her blouse. "The microphone is here." A thin wire threaded through the fabric. "Battery pack sits against your lower back, under your waistband, beneath the blouse." "And if he searches me?" Arya asked. "He won't. But if he does, you're dead." Marco's expression remained neutral, so don't let him. He wired her with clinical efficiency, his hands impersonal. When finished, he stepped back. "Walk, sit, move naturally." Arya complied. The wire was invisible, barely felt. "Good." Marco produced a thumb drive. "This goes in his computer. You'll have 60 seconds while he's distracted. Port on the left side of his laptop. He keeps it on his desk." "What's on it?" "None of your concern." Marco's eyes hardened. "Your concern is placing it and getting out alive." Valentina returned with glasses, clear lenses, pure aesthetic. "Makes you look bookish, trustworthy." She adjusted Arya's hair into a neat bun. "There, perfect graduate student researching judicial ethics." The irony was suffocating. "One more thing," Valentina said. She opened a drawer, retrieving a small pistol, sleek, compact, deadly. "Beretta Nano, 6 rounds. If things go wrong, I don't know how to shoot," Arya lied. Her FBI training had included extensive firearms work. "Then you'd better hope things don't go wrong." Valentina tucked the gun into Arya's purse anyway. "Dante wants you to succeed, but he also wants you tested. If Blackwell suspects you, if his guards move on you, defend yourself or die. Those are your options." Arya's fingers brushed the gun's grip. "Cold metal. Final solutions." "Why are you helping me?" she asked. Valentina's expression softened microscopically. "Because I was you once. 5 years ago, Dante brought me here. Leverage against my father. I could have died. Instead, I learned to survive. To thrive. She met Arya's eyes. This life isn't for everyone. But if you're smart, if you're strong, you can become more than you ever imagined. Or I can become a monster. We're all monsters here, Kara. The question is whether you'll be a powerful monster or a dead innocent. The door opened. Dante entered, dressed in a charcoal suit that probably cost more than Arya's entire wardrobe. He assessed her with those penetrating eyes. Perfect, he said. Blackwell will eat out of your hand. And if he doesn't, then I'll kill him messier than planned, and you'll have failed your test. He circled her, adjusting her collar with surprising gentleness. But I don't think you'll fail. You're too clever, too motivated. His fingers lingered on her neck, feeling her pulse. Your heart is racing. I'm about to infiltrate a federal judge's home while wearing a wire for the mob. I'm allowed to be nervous. Nervous is fine. Terrified is fine. Breaking is unacceptable. He turned her to face him. Listen to me, Arya. Judge Blackwell is a predator who's destroyed countless lives. He's not the hero in this story. Remember that when you're sitting across from him. And what are you? The question escaped before she could stop it. The villain? Dante's smile was devastating. I'm the monster who keeps worse monsters in check. I'm the reason the city hasn't torn itself apart. And I'm the man who's giving you a chance to prove you're more than a pretty face with a death wish. He leaned close, lips brushing her ear. Impress me, Bella. Show me what you're really made of. Then he stepped back all business. Luca will drive you. You'll enter through the front gate at precisely 2 p.m. I've arranged your appointment through a third party. Blackwell thinks you're Sophia Russo, Columbia grad student writing your thesis on judicial independence. Sophia Russo, Arya repeated. You'll interview him for 30 minutes. Plant the drive. Map the security, then leave. Dante's expression hardened. Do not improvise. Do not take unnecessary risks. Get in, complete the mission, get out. And if something goes wrong, improvise, take risks, survive. He handed her a business card with a phone number. Memorize this. If you're compromised, call it. We'll extract you. Extract me or kill me to protect your operation. Both, probably. His honesty was almost refreshing. But I'd prefer to keep you alive. You're interesting. Valentina handed Arya a leather portfolio. Notes, questions, recorder for the interview, everything a legitimate researcher would have. Marco checked his watch. Time. The judge expects you in 40 minutes. Arya's stomach twisted into knots. In less than an hour, she'd face her father, the man she'd spent 6 months trying to protect, while pretending to set him up for murder. Dante walked her to the SUV waiting in the circular driveway. Luca sat behind the wheel, engine running. Arya. Dante caught her arm as she moved to enter. I know you're hiding something. I don't know what, but I know. His eyes searched hers. When this is over, we're going to have a very honest conversation about who you really are. I've told you. You've told me a story. A good story, but a story nonetheless. His grip tightened. I'm allowing you this mission because either you'll prove retried, continue yourself useful, or you'll reveal your true nature. Either outcome serves me. He released her, stepping back. Don't disappoint me. Arya slid into the SUV. The door closed with a heavy thunk, final, irrevocable. Luca pulled away from the estate, and through the tinted windows, she watched Dante's figure recede. The drive to Harbor View took 20 minutes. 20 minutes to prepare for the most dangerous performance of her life. Arya's mind raced through contingencies, lies, escape routes. Her father didn't know she was alive. After the Vittorio family had threatened their lives 3 years ago, the FBI had relocated them. New names, new city, new existence. Judge Richard Blackwell became Judge Richard Blackwell in name only. His family became ghosts. Except Arya had come back, had joined the FBI's organized crime task force, had spent 6 months building a case against Dante Caruso, and now she was wired, armed, and about to walk into her father's home as a spy for the man who wanted him dead. We're here, Luca said. The Harbor View estate sprawled across waterfront property. Elegant, understated wealth. Arya recognized every brick, every window, her childhood home preserved in amber. You have 45 minutes, Luca said. I'll wait here. If you're not out in 50, I'm coming in, and things will get messy. Arya nodded, throat tight. She grabbed the portfolio, checked her appearance in the compact mirror. Sofia Russo, grad student. Not Arya Blackwell, the judge's daughter who supposedly died in a car accident 2 years ago. She walked to the front gate. Press the intercom. Sofia Russo for Judge Blackwell. I have a 2 p.m. appointment. A pause. Then the gate buzzed open. Her legs felt like water as she approached the front door. It opened before she could knock. A security guard, professional and armed. ID, please. Arya handed over the fake driver's license Valentina had provided. He scanned it, checked her face against the photo, nodded. The judge is expecting you in his study. This way. They walked through the foyer. God, she'd learned to ride a bike in here during one rainy week, circling the marble floors while her mother laughed. Past the living room where family game nights had dissolved into arguments about her father's cases. Up the stairs she'd thundered down Christmas mornings. Every step was agony. The guard stopped at the study door. Knock twice. Come in, her father's voice called. The door opened. Judge Richard Blackwell sat behind his massive mahogany desk, silver-haired and distinguished in his 60s. He looked older than Arya remembered. Lines deeper, eyes more tired, but alive, safe, for now. Miss Russo, he said, standing with old-fashioned courtesy. Thank you for coming. Please sit. Arya forced her legs to move, sat in the leather chair across from him, the same chair where she'd sat at 16, confessing she'd wrecked the car. At 17, asking permission to attend Columbia instead of Yale. Thank you for seeing me, Your Honor, she said, voice steady despite the screaming in her head. I know your time is valuable. Always happy to help a graduate student. He smiled, warm, paternal, genuine. Columbia, yes? Fine institution. I lectured there several times, I know. I attended one, true. She'd sat in the back row, 20 years old and proud of her father. They talked for 10 minutes, her fake thesis on judicial independence in the modern era, his carefully curated answers about integrity and justice. Arya recorded it all, the wire catching every word. Then her opening came. Your Honor, I'm struggling with my laptop. Would you mind if I used yours quickly to pull up my questions? I have them in a cloud document. Of course. He turned the laptop toward her. Arya's hands trembled as she typed a fake URL, waited for it to load. Then, while his attention was on the recorder she'd accidentally knocked to the floor, pulled the thumb drive from her pocket and slid it into the USB port. 60 seconds. Marco had said 60 seconds. Found them, she said brightly, opening a document. The drive worked silently, invisible. 50 seconds. 40. Her father retrieved the recorder, setting it back on the desk. These things are more delicate than they look. I'm so clumsy. 30 seconds. She pretended to scroll through questions while the drive completed its upload. 20 seconds. Her father's phone rang. He glanced at it, frowned. Excuse me one moment. He stood, walking to the window to take the call. 10 seconds. Arya's finger hovered over the eject function. 5 seconds. The drive clicked. She palmed it, slipping it into her pocket as her father turned back. Sorry about that. Where were we? They continued the interview. Arya asked questions she didn't care about, received answers she'd never use. All the while, her eyes cataloged the room. Security camera in the corner, blind spot behind the bookshelf, window locks, standard, pickable, safe behind the portrait, combination lock. She remembered the numbers from childhood. Finally, mercifully, 30 minutes elapsed. This has been incredibly helpful, Arya said, gathering her materials. Thank you so much for your time. My pleasure. Her father walked her to the door. Miss Russo, may I ask, have we met before? You seem familiar. Arya's heart stopped. I don't think so, Your Honor. I have one of those faces. He studied her, and for one terrible moment she thought he'd recognize her. His daughter, his child, standing in his study wearing a wire for the mob. Then he smiled. Perhaps you just remind me of someone. Good luck with your thesis. Thank you, Your Honor. The guard escorted her out. Arya walked to the gate, legs steady through sheer force of will. The SUV waited. She climbed in. Luca pulled away immediately. Success? Drive, Arya managed. They made it 2 blocks before she started shaking. She'd just betrayed her father. Planted surveillance equipment, mapped his security, everything Dante needed to kill him. The wire pressed against her skin like guilt made tangible. You did good, Luca said, surprising her. Most people crack their first time. I'm not most people, Arya whispered. Back at the estate, Dante waited in the control room with Valentina and Marco. Arya entered, removing the wire with shaking fingers. Well? Dante asked. She handed over the thumb drive and wire battery. Done. Everything you asked. Marco plugged the wire into a computer. Audio played, her father's voice, the interview, every word. Dante watched the video feed from her button camera, watched her plant the drive, watched her map the room. When it finished, he turned to her. Impressive, he said. Clean insertion, smooth extraction. You're a natural. I did what you demanded. Arya's voice was flat. Now what? Now you've earned another day of life. Dante crossed to her, tilting her chin up. And you've proven something interesting. What? That you're capable of betrayal. His smile was dark. That's valuable in my world. He dismissed the others with a gesture. Alone, he studied Arya with unsettling intensity. I watched you in that room, Dante said softly. Saw your hands shake. Saw the way you looked at Blackwell. Not with hatred. With something else. Arya's pulse thundered. I don't know what you mean. You know him. Personally. Dante's voice was silk over steel. The way you moved through that house. The way you hesitated at the study door. You've been there before. I researched... Stop lying. His hand wrapped around her throat. Not squeezing, just holding. A reminder of his power. I don't know how you know Judge Blackwell, but you do. And that makes you either extraordinarily useful or extraordinarily dangerous. Arya met his eyes, abandoning pretense. What do you want me to say? The truth. For once, give me the truth. I can't. You mean you won't? His grip tightened fractionally. I could make you talk. I have people who are very skilled at extracting information. Then do it. Arya challenged. Torture me, break me. But you'll never get what you want. Because the moment you hurt me, you lose the one person who can get you close to Blackwell. Dante's eyes widened slightly. Then he laughed. Genuine, surprised. You're blackmailing me. I'm negotiating. There's a difference. He released her throat, trailing his fingers down her collarbone. You continue to surprise me, Arya Santoro. Or whoever you really are. Does it matter? I did what you asked. I proved I can deliver. Yes. You did. Dante stepped back, but his gaze remained intense. Which means Thursday, you're coming with me. You're going to help me kill Judge Richard Blackwell. And then we're going to have a very long conversation about secrets. Arya's world tilted. You want me there? At the execution? I want you complicit. I want you bound to me by blood and guilt. His voice dropped to a dangerous purr. I want you to understand there's no going back. No redemption, no escape. And if I refuse? Dante smiled. Beautiful and terrible. Then I'll know you've been playing me from the start. And I'll kill you both. Slow, painful, and personal. He walked to the door, pausing. You have 36 hours, Bella. Spend them wisely. Because Thursday night you become mine. Completely, irrevocably. Or you die trying to stop me. The door closed. Arya collapsed into a chair. Mind spinning. She had 36 hours to stop a murder. Expose a crime lord, save her father, and keep herself alive. And the most terrifying part? When Dante touched her. When his hand wrapped around her throat. When he'd called her his. She'd felt a spark of something. That wasn't entirely fear. Something darker, hungrier, more dangerous than anything else in this nightmare. She was falling for the man who wanted to destroy everything she loved, God help her. Chapter 5. Confessions area spent Wednesday in her gilded cage, pacing like a trapped animal. Rosa brought meals she couldn't eat. Through the window, she watched Dante's empire operate. Cars coming and going. Men in suits conducting deadly business with briefcases and handshakes. Her FBI handler, Agent Marcus Webb, would be frantic by now. She'd missed 3 check-ins. Protocol dictated he'd assume her cover was blown. that she was compromised or dead. He'd be right on both counts. Evening fell like a curtain. Arya had just changed into the silk pajamas when her door unlocked. No knock, just the click of metal and Dante's entrance. He carried a bottle of wine and 2 glasses. Still in his suit, but the tie was gone, the top button undone. He looked almost human. "Drink with me," he said. "I don't think..." It wasn't a request. He poured dark red wine into both glasses. "Tomorrow night changes everything. Tonight I want to know who you are." Arya accepted the glass warily. "Why do you care?" "Because in my world, knowledge is survival." Dante settled into the armchair, gesturing for her to sit on the bed. "And because you've gotten under my skin, Arya Santoro, I need to understand why." She sipped the wine, expensive, complex, probably older than her. "Maybe I'm just good at my job." "What job? Waitress? Grad student? Whoever you're pretending to be today?" His eyes gleamed in the lamplight. "I've been in this business 15 years. I can smell a lie from across the city, and you, Bella, are drowning in them. So are you. True." He smiled. "Difference is I own my lies. I know exactly who I am. A monster who inherited an empire of blood and violence. I've made peace with it." His expression darkened. "Can you say the same?" Arya drank deeply, letting the wine loosen her tongue. Maybe truth, partial truth, would buy her time. "My father was a judge," she said. "Not entirely a lie. He was honest, incorruptible, it got him killed." Dante leaned forward. "How?" "The Vittorio family. They tried to bribe him, threaten him. When he refused, they made an example." The wine made the story flow easier. "Car bomb. My mother died instantly. My father died in the hospital 3 days later. I was 20. All true, except her father had survived. The FBI had faked his death, relocated the family. And your brother?" Dante asked. "Foster system. We were separated." More truth. She'd had a foster brother once, before witness protection. Marco had been his name, ironically. By the time I found him again, he'd already been framed for the Vittorio murder. "Your family's doing." Dante's jaw tightened. "My father's doing. He's the one who ordered the frame. I inherited the fallout. Does that absolve you?" "No." His honesty startled her. "I've done worse things than frame an innocent man. I've killed. I've tortured. I've destroyed lives without hesitation." He swirled his wine. "But I don't pretend to be anything other than what I am." "A monster," Arya whispered. "The monster this city needs." He stood, crossing to her. "You think the world is black and white? Good and evil? It's not. It's gray and red. Compromises and blood. I keep the peace between 5 families. I stop wars that would slaughter thousands. I'm judge, jury, and executioner in a world where the law doesn't reach." His hand cupped her face. "And Judge Blackwell? He sold justice to the highest bidder for over a decade. He sent innocent people to prison. He's freed monsters. He's everything you claim to hate about my world, wearing a respectable costume." Arya's mind reeled. Was he right? Had her father become corrupted? The FBI had never mentioned it, but would they? "I don't believe you," she said. "Then you're naive." Dante's thumb traced her lips. "Or you're lying." "Which is it, Arya?" She stood, breaking contact. "Why does it matter? Tomorrow you kill him. Tomorrow I prove my loyalty or die. My motivations are irrelevant. Your motivations are everything." He followed her to the window. "Because I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe a beautiful, brilliant woman with perfect Italian and criminal justice training just happened to work at my restaurant. Just happened to overhear the one conversation that could destroy me. Just happened to know exactly how to play me." He was too close, his heat radiating against her back. "So tell me the truth. Who sent you? FBI? Rival family? Or are you something more interesting?" Arya turned, trapped between him and the glass. "What if I told you I'm exactly who I say I am? A woman seeking revenge? I'd say revenge is a poison that destroys the person drinking it." His voice dropped to a rasp. "I'd say you're going to get yourself killed. And I'd say..." He paused, something flickering in his eyes. "I'd say I don't want that." The confession hung between them. "Why?" Arya breathed. "I'm nobody. A waitress. A liability. You're a mystery I'm compelled to solve." His hand tangled in her hair. "And you look at me like I'm human instead of a monster. Do you have any idea how rare that is? Before she could answer, his mouth claimed hers. The kiss was fire and fury, nothing gentle, everything desperate. Arya gasped and he deepened it, pressing her against the window. His body was solid muscle and controlled power, and God help her, she kissed him back. This was wrong, insane, treasonous. She didn't care. Her hands fisted in his shirt, pulling him closer. The wine glass fell, shattering on the floor. Neither noticed. Dante's kiss tasted like wine and danger and something darker, possession. His hands mapped her body with rough reverence, claiming every curve. "Tell me to stop," he growled against her lips. "I can't." "Tell me you don't want this." "I can't," she repeated, breathless. He lifted her, carrying her to the bed. Laid her down with surprising gentleness. His weight settled over her, perfect and terrifying. Arya. Her name was a prayer and a curse. "What are you doing to me?" "The same thing you're doing to me." She pulled him down for another kiss. "Destroying us both." They tore at clothes with frantic need. His shirt, her pajama top, barriers dissolving. His mouth found her neck, her collarbone, the hollow of her throat. Every touch ignited nerve endings she didn't know existed. "Tell me to stop," Dante repeated, even as his hands worshipped her skin. "Never." He claimed her mouth again, and in that kiss was every unspoken truth. The lies between them, the impossible attraction, the certainty that this would end in blood or heartbreak or both. Arya's hands traced the scars on his back, stories written in violence. He shuddered under her touch, vulnerable in a way she suspected he showed no one. "Who are you?" he whispered against her skin. "Someone who can't afford to tell you." "Then show me." His eyes burned into hers. "Show me who you really are." So she did. She kissed him with every ounce of fear and desire and desperation churning inside her. She gave him pieces of truth, her loneliness, her anger, her exhausted fight against a world that demanded she be harder than she wanted to be. And Dante answered with his own confession, hands gentle when they should be brutal, words soft when they should be cruel, an unexpected tenderness from a man who'd killed without hesitation. They moved together, a dance of destruction and desire. When he finally claimed her completely, when their bodies joined with gasps and moans and whispered names, it felt like falling and flying simultaneously. Afterward, they lay tangled in silk sheets, hearts racing, reality crashing back. "That was a mistake," Arya whispered. "Probably." Dante traced patterns on her bare shoulder. "But I don't regret it. You will, when you learn the truth. Then don't tell me." His arm tightened around her. "Let me have this one night of not knowing, of believing you might actually care." Tears burned Arya's eyes. "Dante, shh," he kissed her forehead. "Tomorrow we hunt a corrupt judge. Tomorrow, blood and violence and consequences. Tonight, let's pretend we're just two people who found each other in the darkness." Arya turned in his arms, memorizing his face, the sharp jaw, the dark eyes now soft with something like affection, the mouth that had just ruined her for anyone else. "I need to tell you something," she said. "Don't. You need to know, whatever it is, I don't care." His hand cupped her face. "I don't care if you're FBI, CIA, or the devil herself. Tonight you're mine. That's all that matters." He kissed her again, slower this time, thorough, claiming, and Arya let herself drown in it, knowing that tomorrow she'd have to choose between the man in her arms and everything she'd sworn to protect, knowing that either choice would destroy her. They made love again, slower, deeper, with an urgency born of borrowed time. And when Dante finally fell asleep, his arm possessive around her waist, Arya stared at the ceiling and planned. Tomorrow was Thursday. Tomorrow, Dante would move against her father. Tomorrow, she'd have to decide, FBI agent or something far more dangerous, a woman in love with a monster. She had 12 hours to find a way to save them all. Chapter 6. Blood Oath Arya woke to an empty bed and a note on the pillow. "Wear the black dress. Be ready at 8 p.m. Tonight you become mine." The black dress hung in the closet, Elegant, dangerous, appropriate for either a funeral or a murder. She showered mechanically, her body still humming from Dante's touch, her mind screaming with conflict. Last night had changed everything. She'd crossed a line she couldn't uncross. Rosa brought breakfast and coffee. "Big night," the older woman said. "The dawn isn't different, since you arrived." "Different how?" "Distracted, volatile. He's killed 2 men this week for minor infractions." "That's not like him." Rosa's eyes held warning. "Be careful, girl. Men like Dante don't love. They consume." After she left, Arya found her burner phone, the one she'd hidden in the bathroom vent before Dante's people could search her. 1 bar of battery, no signal booster. She had minutes before it died. She climbed into the tub, turned on the shower for noise cover, and dialed her handler, Webb. "It's Nightingale." Her codename felt foreign now. "Jesus Christ, Arya, where the hell have you been?" "Dante Caruso's estate. He made me. Partial truth. I've been playing along, gathering intel." "Are you compromised?" "Am I?" "No, but he's moving tonight. He's hitting Judge Blackwell at the Harbor View estate during the Thursday poker game." Silence. Then, "That's your father." "I know." Her voice cracked. "Webb, I need extraction. I need backup. We can catch Dante in the act and negative. If we move now, we lose the whole case. We need evidence of the full organization, not just one hit." Arya's blood turned to ice. "You're going to let my father die?" "Your father is protected. We have surveillance on the estate. If Caruso makes a move, we'll intercept. You don't understand. Dante's planned for everything. He has intel on your surveillance. Agent Blackwell." Webb's voice went hard. "You're too close. Your feelings for the target are compromising your judgment." "I don't have feelings. You spent last night in his bed. The wire we planted in your room caught everything." Arya's world shattered. "You wired my room?" "Standard protocol. And now we know you've been compromised. Emotionally, if not professionally." Webb's disgust was palpable. "New orders. Maintain your cover. Do not interfere with the hit. We'll use the evidence to bring down the entire Caruso organization." "You're asking me to watch my father die. I'm ordering you to complete your mission. Your father knew the risks when he agreed to this operation." The phone beeped. "Battery dying." "Webb, you can't..." The line went dead. Arya stared at the phone, numb. Her father had agreed to this? Agreed to be bait? None of this made sense. Unless her father really was corrupt. Unless the FBI was using her to get to Dante, with her father as acceptable collateral damage, or unless everyone was lying, and she was the only fool who still believed in heroes. The bathroom door opened. Dante stood in the doorway, fully dressed in a black suit. His eyes went to the phone in her hand. "Who did you call?" His voice was deadly calm. Arya's mind raced. "No one. It's dead. Show me." She handed it over. He powered it on. The screen lit up. Last call. Unknown number. Duration, 2:14. Dante's expression never changed, but the temperature plummeted. Unknown number. For over 2 minutes. He pocketed the phone. "You know what I find interesting, Arya? You claimed you worked alone. No backup. No contact. And yet here you are with a burner phone hidden in my house, making calls to unknown numbers the morning of my operation." He stepped closer. "So I'll ask again, and this time I want the truth. Who are you working for?" His hand shot out, gripping her throat. Not squeezing, not yet. But the threat was clear. "I'm not FBI? Rival family? Or something more creative?" His eyes searched hers. "Last night I told you I didn't care. This morning, with my men's lives on the line, I care very much." Arya met his gaze, abandoning pretense. "Yes, I'm FBI." His grip tightened fractionally. And Judge Blackwell is my father." The words hung like a grenade between them. Dante released her throat, stepping back. His expression was unreadable. Fury, betrayal, and something like admiration warring across his features. "Your father," he repeated softly. "Yes. The man I'm planning to kill tonight. Yes. And you've been undercover, working me, getting close to protect him." "Yes." Arya's voice was steady despite the terror. "But last night was a lie. His laugh was bitter. Everything was a lie. The waitress, the Italian, the brother, all of it, not everything. She stood, wrapping a towel around herself. My name really is Arya. My nonna really taught me Italian. And last night, her voice broke. Last night wasn't part of the mission. Bullshit. Dante, please what? He whirled on her. Please don't kill your corrupt father. Please forgive you for infiltrating my family. Please ignore that you're an FBI agent who's been lying to me from the moment we met. He's not corrupt. The words burst out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Whatever evidence you have, it's fabricated. Someone set him up. Dante went very still. Explain. I don't know all the details. But my father agreed to be bait, to draw you out. The FBI wanted evidence of the full Caruso operation. They're using him as leverage. And you? I went rogue. I couldn't let them sacrifice him. So I got close to you, tried to stop the hit. By sleeping with me? His voice was razors. By falling for you, Arya corrected quietly. Which was never the plan. Which is tearing me apart. Because I'm in love with the man who wants to kill my father, and I have no idea which side I'm supposed to be on anymore. The confession echoed in the bathroom. Dante stared at her for an eternity. Then, get dressed. We're leaving in 30 minutes. What? You're coming with me, tonight, to your father's house. His smile was cruel. And you're going to prove which side you're really on. Dante, you can't. I can do whatever I want, Bella. That's what being a crime lord means. He moved to the door. 30 minutes. Wear the dress. And Arya? He paused. I don't know if I believe you about last night, but we're going to find out. Because if you betray me tonight, if you try to save your father, I'll kill you both. That's a promise. He left. Arya sank to the floor, shaking. She'd blown everything. Her cover, her mission, her heart. And in 4 hours, she'd have to choose her father's life or Dante's. She couldn't save both. Chapter 7. The Ambush. The SUV rolled through evening streets like a hearse, 5 vehicles in convoy. Arya sat beside Dante in the lead car, the black dress feeling like a shroud. He hadn't spoken to her since the bathroom confrontation, his attention fixed on a tablet showing surveillance feeds. Boss, Marco said from the front passenger seat. We have confirmation. Blackwell's poker game started 10 minutes ago. 4 guests, all accounted for. Security is standard. 2 guards outside, 1 inside. FBI presence? Dante asked. 3 unmarked vehicles within a 2-block radius. Static positions. They're watching but not moving. Dante's eyes cut to Arya. Your people. Former people, she corrected. They left my father as bait. Or they're waiting for me to commit before they spring their trap. He leaned close. Tell me, Bella, what happens when we arrive? Do your FBI friends come out shooting? Do they have snipers on rooftops? I don't know, Arya said honestly. They cut me out when they learned about us. Us. He laughed without humor. There is no us. There's a crime lord and an undercover agent who fucked him to gather intelligence. The words hit like bullets. That's not... Save it. Dante turned back to his tablet. In 10 minutes, we'll know the truth. Either your father dies and you prove your loyalty, or the FBI moves and you prove you're exactly what I thought, a weapon aimed at my heart. Arya's mind raced. She had minutes to find a play, any play, that didn't end with her father dead or Dante in prison. They turned onto Harbor View Drive. The convoy slowed. Marco, Dante said. Split deployment. 3 vehicles continue to the main gate. 2 hang back for extraction. If this is a trap, we ghost and regroup. Understood. They pulled up to the estate gates. Arya's childhood home glowed with warm light. Father's study windows visible on the 2nd floor. Inside that room, 4 old men played poker, drinking scotch, laughing. Unaware. Last chance, Dante said to Arya. Call them off. Tell your FBI handlers to stand down, and maybe I'll make this quick. I can't call them off. They won't listen to me. Then your father dies slow. The gate buzzed open. Dante's inside man had disabled it remotely. The SUVs rolled through, silent as predators. Then everything exploded. Floodlights erupted from every direction. A voice boomed over loudspeakers. FBI. Exit the vehicles with your hands up. Trap. Marco yelled. Dante's face went to stone. Tactical retreat, now. The SUVs reversed hard, but steel barriers had risen behind them. They were boxed in. Federal agents materialized from shadows, rifles trained on the convoy. Helicopters roared overhead, searchlights painting the scene in harsh white. "All units exit the vehicles," Agent Webb's voice. "Dante Caruso, you are under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, racketeering, and..." Gunfire erupted. One of Dante's men opened fire, and the scene descended into chaos. FBI agents returned fire. Glass shattered. Men screamed. Blood sprayed across pristine pavement. Dante grabbed Arya, pulling her down below the seat line. "Did you know?" He snarled in her ear. "No." Tears streamed down her face. "I swear I didn't know." Marco was already moving, firing with professional precision. "Boss, we're pinned. If we stay, we die!" Dante's mind calculated with terrifying speed. He grabbed his phone, voice cold as winter. "Valentina, Alpha Protocol. Burn it all. Copy," came the response. He turned to Arya, eyes black with fury. "You wanted the truth about your father? Here it is." He shoved the tablet at her. "These are his bank accounts. $20 million, all from my family. All bribes. All proof." Arya stared at the screen, the numbers blurring. "No, this is fake. You manufactured... Look at the dates. Look at the case numbers." Dante's voice was raw. "Your father sent innocent people to prison for money. He's been on my family's payroll since before you were born. And the FBI knows. They've always known. They've been building a case using him to get to me." Another explosion. Smoke grenades. Dante's men created cover. "Move." Marco kicked the door open. They ran. Arya stumbled in heels, Dante's hand iron tight around her wrist. Bullets chased them across the lawn. One of Dante's men fell, chest erupting red. Another went down screaming. They reached the garden wall. Marco boosted Dante over, then Arya. She landed hard on the other side, breath knocked from her lungs. "Keep moving." Dante pulled her up. They sprinted through the neighbor's yard, 3 of Dante's men providing cover fire behind them. Sirens wailed. Helicopters circled. They reached a side street where a black sedan waited. Valentina behind the wheel. "In," she yelled. They piled inside. The sedan roared away, weaving through streets, Valentina driving with terrifying skill. "Casualties?" Dante asked, voice clipped. 4 dead, 2 captured. The rest scattered per protocol. Valentina's eyes flicked to Arya in the rearview mirror. "We were set up." "By her," Marco said. Gun suddenly pressed to Arya's head. "She called it in. She betrayed us. I didn't." Arya's voice cracked. "I swear on my life I didn't know." "Your life isn't worth much right now," Marco said. "Wait." Dante's hand stayed Marco's gun. "If she'd set us up, the FBI would have hit us at the estate before we arrived. This was time to catch us in the act." "Then how did they know?" Valentina demanded. Dante's expression darkened. "Because someone told them. Someone inside my organization." The sedan went silent except for the engine's roar and distant sirens. "A mole," Marco breathed. "In our family? Who knew about tonight's operation?" Dante's voice was deadly calm. "Inner circle only. You, me, Valentina, Luca, and the strike team." Marco's gun lowered from Arya's head slowly. Unless the FBI didn't need a mole," Valentina said. "Unless they've had surveillance on us for months. Wiretaps, digital forensics." Dante's jaw clenched. "The thumb drive, the one Arya planted in Blackwell's computer. Understanding crashed over Arya like ice water. It wasn't just uploading data. It was 2-way. They used it to track you." "No." Dante pulled out his phone, fingers flying across the screen. His face went ashen. "It uploaded a Trojan. They've had access to everything. Our communications, our operations, our safe houses. Then they're tracking this car," Valentina said. "Ditch it. Now," Dante ordered. Valentina turned hard into a parking garage, killing the lights. They abandoned the sedan, moving on foot through the shadows. 4 blocks later, they commandeered a civilian car. Valentina hot-wired it in under 30 seconds. "Where?" she asked. "The Bronx safe house. The old one. Before digital records." Dante turned to Arya. "And you're going to tell me everything you know about the FBI's operation. Every detail, every agent, every plan. I already told you, they cut me out. Then you'll tell me what you knew before." His eyes were chips of obsidian. "Because 4 of my men died tonight. And someone is going to pay. They drove for 20 minutes in tense silence, constantly checking mirrors for tails. The safe house was a crumbling brownstone in a forgotten neighborhood, the kind of place cops didn't patrol and cameras didn't reach. Inside, the space was Spartan. Metal chairs, a card table, weapons cache, emergency supplies. Valentina posted Marco at the window as lookout. Dante turned on Arya. Talk. The operation started 6 months ago, she began, exhaustion making her voice flat. The FBI's organized crime task force wanted to dismantle the 5 families. They targeted you specifically because you're the youngest, the newest Dawn. They thought you'd be the easiest to flip or frame. They were wrong, Dante said. Obviously. Arya sank into a chair. They placed me at Giardino Nero after learning it was your regular spot. The goal was to gather intelligence, find leverage, eventually get someone inside your organization. Then I made it easy by kidnapping you. Dante's laugh was bitter. Then I made it complicated by... She caught herself. By fucking me? Dante finished coldly. Let's not pretend that meant anything. Arya's temper flared. You think I planned that? You think I wanted to fall for a man who murders people for a living? You didn't fall for me. You played a role. I gave them your location tonight. The words exploded from her. The burner phone call. I told them you were moving on my father. I tried to stop you, but instead of extracting me, instead of protecting my father, they set a trap. They wanted both of us dead or captured. Silence crashed through the room. Both of us? Dante's eyes narrowed. Don't you see? Arya stood pacing. My father isn't just bait for you. He's leverage over me. They knew I'd go rogue to protect him. They knew I'd compromise myself getting close to you. And when I did, when I crossed the line, I became expendable. She's not wrong, Valentina said quietly. The FBI's been known to sacrifice undercover agents who get too close to targets. Easier than dealing with the fallout. Dante studied Arya with unreadable intensity. So the question becomes, are you a liability or an asset? I'm someone who just burned her entire life for you, Arya said. The FBI thinks I've betrayed them. You think I've betrayed you. My father, her voice cracked. My father either thinks I'm dead or wishes I was. He's alive, Marco called from the window. Just got confirmation. FBI extracted him immediately after the ambush. He's in protective custody. Relief flooded Arya so intensely she swayed. Dante caught her arm, steadying her. So he lives, Dante said. And the FBI has him locked down, which means I can't touch him. Would you? Arya asked quietly. Even now? Even knowing what it would do to me? Their eyes met. In that moment, the war between them crystallized. Duty versus desire, justice versus vengeance, the impossible space where love bloomed in toxic soil. I don't know, Dante admitted. A week ago, without hesitation. Tonight? He released her. Tonight, I'm too tired to know the difference between strategy and stupidity. Valentina's phone buzzed. She checked it, face paling. Boss, we have a problem. What now? The Moretti family. They're claiming the ambush was our fault. That we brought federal heat down on all 5 families. They're calling for a sit-down. Dante's expression went arctic. When? Tomorrow night. Neutral ground. All families present. Valentina met his eyes. Boss, if you don't show, they'll see it as weakness. If you do show, they'll demand reparations. Blood or territory. Or my head, Dante finished. Let me guess, Arya said. The Morettis are your biggest rivals? The Morettis are vultures who've wanted my territory since my father died. Dante moved to the weapons cache, checking a Glock with practiced ease. Vincent Moretti will use tonight's disaster to turn the other families against me. Tomorrow night could be a sit-down or an execution. Then don't go, Arya said. 3 pairs of eyes stared at her. If it's a trap, walking into it is suicide. She continued. You said your organization has protocols. Use them. Ghost until things settle. I can't. Dante's voice was steel. If I hide, I lose everything. My territory, my people, my empire. The families only respect strength. Then show strength differently, Arya pressed. Expose whoever sold you out. Prove the FBI's been playing all 5 families. Turn the sit-down into your advantage. Valentina's eyebrows rose. That could work. If we can prove federal infiltration across the board, the families will unite against the common enemy. And how do we prove it? Marco asked. We don't have evidence. No, Arya said slowly. But I know who does. Dante turned to her. Your FBI handler, Webb. He's been running operations against multiple families for 2 years. If we can access his files... You want me to break into an FBI field office? Dante's laugh was incredulous. I want you to use me as bait. Arya's heart hammered. Webb thinks I'm compromised. He'll want to debrief me, extract whatever information I have before cutting me loose. If I reach out, offer to come in, he'll meet me. Somewhere isolated, controllable. And then? Valentina asked. Then you take him. Get his files. Expose the whole operation. Arya met Dante's eyes. Use me the way they used my father. Silence stretched like a blade. It's a good plan, Marco admitted grudgingly. It's a suicide mission, Dante countered. Webb's not stupid. He'll come with backup. The second he sees you, he'll know it's a trap. Not if I'm convincing. Arya pulled out the burner phone. Still in her purse, miraculously. Not if I call him right now, crying, begging for extraction. Tell him I barely escaped, that you know I'm FBI, that I need protection. He'll trace the call. Let him. We'll be long gone before he triangulates. Arya's hands shook, but her voice stayed steady. This is the only play that saves both of us. If the families turn on you, you're dead. If the FBI finds me, I'm arrested or worse. But if we expose Webb's operation, we buy time. Maybe enough time to figure out what the hell happens next. Dante studied her for a long moment. Then, shockingly, he smiled. You're either brilliant or insane. Both, probably. Make the call. Arya dialed with trembling fingers. It rang twice. Nightingale? Webb's voice was sharp, concerned. Jesus Christ, where are you? We've been searching. I need extraction. Arya let her voice break. Tears genuine. Please, he knows. Dante knows I'm FBI. He's going to kill me. I'm somewhere in the Bronx, but I don't know where. I escaped during the chaos, and I've been running and... Slow down. Are you hurt? No, but I can't go to a hospital, can't go home. He has people everywhere. Please, you have to help me. Okay, listen carefully. There's a diner on Webster Avenue. Russo's, do you know it? Arya looked at Dante. He nodded. He knew the place. I can find it, she said. Be there in 1 hour. Come alone. If you're being followed, abort and call me. Understood? Understood. She paused. Webb, my father, is he okay? He's safe. Protective custody. We'll arrange a meeting after debrief. His voice softened. You did good work, Arya. We got Caruso dead to rights. Multiple witnesses saw him at the scene. Whatever happens next, you completed your mission. The words were acid in her veins. Thank you, sir. She ended the call. Russo's diner, Dante said. 3 blocks from the old Moretti territory. Interesting choice. Trap? Marco asked. Probably, but it's a public place. Busy. He won't risk a firefight with civilians. Dante checked his watch. We have 53 minutes to plan. Valentina, get eyes on the diner. I want to know exits, camera blind spots, federal presence. On it. She disappeared into the night. Marco moved to the weapons cache. You'll need more than a sidearm for this. While Marco prepped equipment, Dante pulled Arya aside. His hand cupped her face with unexpected gentleness. This is the point where you could run, he said quietly. Walk into that diner, tell Webb everything. Trade me for witness protection and a new life. I know. So why aren't you? Arya covered his hand with hers. Because somewhere between the restaurant and here, between the lies and the truth, I stopped being FBI agent Arya Blackwell. I don't know what I am now, but I know I'm not walking away from you. Even though I'm a monster. Even though... She pulled his hand to her lips, kissing his palm. Maybe I'm a monster too now. Maybe we're both too broken for redemption. But if we're going down together. Dante's eyes blazed with something fierce and possessive. He kissed her, hard, claiming, desperate. A kiss that tasted like blood oaths and burning bridges. When they broke apart, he pressed his forehead to hers. After tonight, there's no going back. You understand that? I understand. The FBI will hunt you. Your father will disown you. You'll be as wanted as I am. I know. and I still might not survive tomorrow's sit-down with the families. Then we'd better make sure you do. Arya smiled, broken and beautiful, because I didn't betray everything I believe in just to watch you die. Valentina returned with tactical maps and photos. Diner's busy. No obvious federal presence, but there are 3 vehicles within visual range that could be surveillance. Webb's backup, Dante said. He's not taking chances. They spent 40 minutes planning. Approach vectors, extraction routes, communication protocols. By the time they finished, Arya had been transformed. Wire hidden in her bra, tracking device in her shoe, a backup knife strapped to her thigh. Remember, Dante said as they prepared to move. You walk in. You sit with Webb. You get him talking about the operation while we record everything. When he mentions other families, other agents, other operations, that's when we move. And if he doesn't talk, then we take him anyway and make him talk. Dante's smile was razor sharp. I can be very persuasive. They moved out into the night, predators hunting the hunters. The diner glowed like a beacon on Webster Avenue. Through the windows, Arya could see booths full of late-night diners, waitresses with tired smiles, normality that felt like a foreign country. Agent Webb sat in a back booth, nursing coffee. He wore civilian clothes, but his posture screamed fed, alert, watchful, ready. I see him, Arya said into the wire. We're in position. Dante's voice crackled in her hidden earpiece. You're covered. The second things go wrong, we move. Arya took a breath and walked into the diner. Webb looked up as she approached. Relief flooded his face. Nightingale. Thank God. She slid into the booth across from him. Thank you for coming. Of course. He slid a menu toward her. Order something. We have time, a waitress appeared. Arya ordered coffee she wouldn't drink. When they were alone again, Webb leaned forward. Tell me everything. So she did. A version of the truth salted with lies. How Dante had discovered her identity. How she'd barely escaped during the ambush. How she'd been running ever since. And Caruso? Webb asked. Where is he now? I don't know. We got separated in the chaos. Webb studied her with unsettling intensity. Arya, I'm going to ask you something, and I need you to be honest. Did you compromise yourself? Her heart stopped. What? Our surveillance caught intimate moments between you and Caruso. Standard protocol says we should pull you, debrief you, possibly charge you with obstruction. It was part of the operation, Arya said, the lie smooth. I did what I had to do to maintain cover. That's what I told my superiors. Webb's expression hardened. But between us, I don't think you're lying to Caruso. I think you're lying to me. Arya's hand moved toward the knife on her thigh. Webb's hand was faster, producing a pistol from under the table. Don't. Around the diner, 3 other civilians stood, all armed, all federal agents. I'm sorry, Arya, Webb said quietly, but you're under arrest for obstruction of justice, conspiracy, and aiding a known fugitive. The trap had been for her all along. Chapter 8. Breaking point time crystallized into razor-sharp focus. Arya's mind calculated angles, distances, probabilities. 4 agents, 17 civilians. Dante and his team outside, unaware the situation had flipped. Hands on the table, Webb ordered. Slowly. Arya complied, fingers spreading on the cheap formica. You're making a mistake. The only mistake was trusting you. Webb's disappointment was genuine. You were one of our best, but you fell for the target. Oldest story in the book. He's not what you think. He's a murderer, Arya. A criminal who's destroyed countless lives. And you've been helping him. Webb gestured to one of the agents. Cuff her. The agent approached from behind. That's when the lights went out. Every bulb in the diner exploded simultaneously. Dante's doing. Darkness crashed down like a hammer. Screams erupted. Arya moved on instinct, sweeping her arm across the table, feeling the gun's barrel, shoving it aside as Webb fired. The bullet went wide, shattering a window. Arya rolled from the booth, pulling the knife from her thigh. Someone grabbed her, federal agent, muscle and training. She twisted, blade flashing, catching fabric but not flesh. He cursed, grip loosening. Target is mobile, Webb's voice. Lights! We need lights! Flashlights carved the darkness. Arya ducked behind the counter as bullets punched through cheap wood. The waitresses screamed, civilians dropping to the floor. Then the front window exploded inward. Dante came through like violence incarnate, suppressed pistol already firing. 2 agents went down, non-lethal shots to shoulders and legs, precise even in chaos. Behind him, Marco and Valentina provided cover. "Arya!" Dante's voice cut through the madness. "Here!" She rose from behind the counter. He was there in seconds, pulling her toward the shattered window. More gunfire, Webb and his remaining agents returning fire. Dante shielded Arya with his body, taking her through the window frame, even as glass bit into exposed skin. They hit the sidewalk running. The getaway car, a stolen taxi, waited with engine running. They piled in, Valentina at the wheel. She punched it, tires screaming as federal agents poured from the diner. "How bad?" Dante asked, checking Arya for injuries. "I'm fine. You're bleeding." She touched his shoulder where glass had sliced through his jacket. "Flesh wound." He grabbed the radio. "Marco, status. Clear. 2 blocks behind you. We're good." But they weren't good. Sirens wailed from every direction. Helicopters appeared overhead. Federal response, massive and coordinated. They knew, Arya said, realization dawning. Webb suspected from the start. This wasn't extraction. It was capture. "Your handler's smarter than I gave him credit for." Dante checked his weapon, reloading with smooth efficiency. "But not smart enough. We got what we needed." He tapped his phone. The recording. Webb mentioned operations against all 5 families. Surveillance on multiple organizations. He gave us enough to prove the FBI's been playing everyone. Will it be enough? Valentina asked, weaving through traffic. "It'll have to be." Dante's expression was grim. "Because in 18 hours I'm walking into a sit-down with men who want me dead, and this recording is the only thing keeping me alive." They switched vehicles 3 times, finally reaching a warehouse in Red Hook. Abandoned, forgotten, perfect. Inside, Dante's remaining men waited. 6 soldiers, loyal and lethal. Luca approached. "Boss, Moretti's been making moves. He's promised the other families that if they support him tomorrow, he'll give them your territory." "Of course he has." Dante moved to a makeshift command center. Laptops, phones, tactical maps. "And what are the families saying?" "They're listening. The ambush tonight made us look weak, vulnerable." Luca's expression was apologetic. "Boss, some of our own soldiers are questioning whether you can still lead." The words hung like an execution sentence. Arya watched Dante process this. His empire crumbling. His authority challenged, his life measured in hours, but his expression never wavered. "Then tomorrow, I remind them why my father chose me," he said quietly. "I remind them what happens when you mistake mercy for weakness." He turned to his men. "Get rest. Tomorrow night we go to war." They dispersed, leaving Dante and Arya alone in the vast empty space. "You should go," Dante said without looking at her. "Webb probably offered witness protection in exchange for testimony. You could still take it, disappear, start over, and leave you to face this alone? I've been alone since my father died. I'm used to it." Arya crossed to him, turning him to face her. In the harsh warehouse light, he looked younger, vulnerable in a way he'd never let his men see. "You're not alone," she said. "Not anymore." Arya, "No." She framed his face with her hands. "Listen to me. I've lost my career. My father probably disowned me. The FBI wants me in prison. I have nothing left except this, except you. So if you're going to that sit-down tomorrow, I'm coming with you." "Absolutely not. I'm an FBI agent who just burned her entire life for you. Use me. Let me testify about the federal operations. Let me be your proof." Her eyes blazed. "You want to show strength? Show them you have leverage even the FBI can't touch." Dante stared at her. Then slowly he smiled, genuine this time. "You're insane. I learned from the best." He kissed her then, deep and desperate, a drowning man finding air. When they broke apart, his forehead rested against hers. "If we survive tomorrow," he whispered, "I'm never letting you go." "Promise?" "Blood oath." He pulled a knife from his belt, small, wickedly sharp. Before Arya could protest, he drew it across his palm, blood welling crimson. Then he offered it to her. "In my world," he said softly, "blood is the only currency that matters. Share mine and your family, forever, no matter what." Arya took the knife, drew it across her own palm, the sting sharp and clarifying. She pressed her hand to his. "Blood mingling, forever," she repeated. They stood like that, bound by blood and madness, while outside the FBI hunted them, and tomorrow promised death or glory. Later, in a corner of the warehouse with blankets salvaged from a storage room, they made love with quiet intensity. No words needed, everything communicated through touch and breath, and the desperate language of bodies that knew this might be the last time. Afterward, Arya lay in Dante's arms, listening to his heartbeat. "Tell me about your father," she said. "The one who built this empire." Dante was quiet for so long she thought he wouldn't answer. "Then he was a monster, brilliant, ruthless, absolutely unforgiving. But he loved my mother, really loved her. She was the only softness he ever showed." His voice roughened. "When she died, something broke in him. He became worse, crueler. By the time I inherited, I swore I'd be different. I'd build an empire on strategy, not just brutality. On honor, even if it was criminal honor. Did you succeed? I thought so. Until tonight. Until I realized I've been playing chess while everyone else played war." He tightened his arm around her. "Tomorrow I stop playing. What does that mean?" "It means Vincent Moretti has been trying to take my territory for 3 years. Tomorrow I'm going to give him exactly what he wants." Arya sat up, alarmed. "You're surrendering?" "I'm setting a trap." Dante's smile was predatory. "And you're going to help me spring it." He explained his plan. Audacious, dangerous, absolutely insane. By the time he finished, Arya was either grinning or having a breakdown. Possibly both. "This will either make you king of New York," she said, "or get us both killed. Those have always been my only 2 options." He pulled her back down. "Get sleep. Tomorrow we remake the world or burn it down trying." Arya closed her eyes, but sleep was impossible. In 15 hours, they'd walk into a room full of killers. In 15 hours, everything would change. She'd crossed the line from law enforcement to criminal. From agent to accomplice. From daughter to exile. And strangely, she'd never felt more free. Chapter 9. The Sit-Down. The warehouse on the Brooklyn waterfront was neutral ground, belonged to no family, controlled by old traditions older than the 5 families themselves. Tonight, it would host either peace talks or a massacre. Arya adjusted the wire taped to her ribs. Not FBI this time, but Dante's. They'd spent the afternoon rehearsing, planning, preparing for every contingency. "You look beautiful," Dante said. She wore the black dress from last night, elegant armor for a battlefield dressed as diplomacy. Dante wore a charcoal suit, his father's family ring prominent on his finger. "You look terrifying," she replied. "Good." He checked his weapon. The Glock rode in a shoulder holster. Backup piece at his ankle. "Remember the plan. When I give the signal, I know." Arya touched his face. "Be careful." Careful died last night. He kissed her, quick, claiming, final. "Let's go remind them who I am." They left the warehouse with an escort of 6 men, all that remained of Dante's inner circle after the FBI ambush. 2 SUVs, bulletproof glass, enough weapons to start a war. The drive took 20 minutes. Brooklyn's waterfront loomed industrial and menacing, warehouses crouching like sleeping giants. The meeting site sat at the end of a pier, isolated, exposed, perfect for either negotiation or execution. 4 other vehicles waited, one for each family. Moretti, Vitelli, Russo, Chen, the 5 families who'd ruled New York's underworld for generations. "They're all here," Marco said from the driver's seat. "Boss, you sure about this?" Too late for doubts. Dante exited the SUV, Arya followed. Around them, soldiers from each family stood at attention. A show of force, a reminder that peace was temporary and violence was always seconds away. The warehouse door opened. A man emerged, ancient, stooped, wearing a suit older than Arya, the mediator, one of the last remaining ties to the old ways. Don Caruso, he said in Italian. The families wait. Then let's not keep them. Dante offered Arya his arm. My associate will be joining us. The mediator's eyebrows rose. A woman at the table? Unprecedented. So is an FBI operation targeting all 5 families, Dante countered. Tonight is full of precedents. They entered the warehouse. Inside, a single table dominated the space, round, elegant, surrounded by 5 chairs. 4 were occupied. Vincent Moretti sat directly across from the empty chair, his smile sharp as a blade. To his left, Don Vitelli, gray-haired, traditional, dangerous. Don Russo, younger, hungry. And Chen Wei, the quietest and potentially deadliest of them all. Behind each Don stood their lieutenants, soldiers, the machinery of organized crime on full display. Dante, Vincent Moretti purred. So good of you to join us. I wasn't sure you'd have the balls to show. Vincent. Dante took his seat, gesturing for Arya to stand behind him. Always a pleasure to see you wearing that cheap cologne and cheaper threats. Fury flickered across Moretti's face. Don Vitelli cleared his throat. Gentlemen, we're here to discuss last night's complications. Don Caruso, your operation against Judge Blackwell brought federal attention down on all our families. The question is, what are you going to do about it? I'm going to expose the real problem, Dante said calmly. The FBI has been running operations against every family at this table for over 2 years. Surveillance, wiretaps, undercover agents. They're not targeting me. They're targeting all of us. Convenient excuse, Moretti said. But we have only your word. Actually, Dante gestured to Arya. You have hers. All eyes turned to her. This is Arya Blackwell, Dante said. FBI agent, undercover operative, and as of last night, the woman who chose to burn her career rather than let the Bureau play us against each other. The temperature dropped 10 degrees. You brought a Fed to our table? Don Russo's hand moved toward his weapon. I brought proof. Dante pulled out his phone, connecting it to a portable speaker. Agent Webb, her handler, talking about operations against all 5 families. Listen. Webb's voice filled the warehouse. Multiple organizations under surveillance. The Moretti operation is proceeding. Vitelli's been tougher, but we have an asset in his accountant. Russo's son is cooperating. Don Russo shot to his feet. My son? And the Chen family thinks they're untouchable, but we've had their phones tapped for 6 months. It's only a matter of time before we bring them all down. Silence fell like a guillotine. Don Vitelli spoke first. If this is genuine, it's genuine, Arya said, stepping forward. I was part of the task force. Every family here has been infiltrated. The FBI's plan was to turn you against each other, let you destroy yourselves while they gathered evidence. And we're supposed to believe you? Moretti's laugh was ugly. You're Caruso's whore. You'll say anything he tells you to. Arya's smile was razor sharp. I'm the woman who just committed career suicide to expose federal overreach. What's your excuse for being played like a fool for 2 years? Moretti lunged from his chair. His men moved. Dante's men moved. Weapons materialized. Enough. The mediator's voice cracked like thunder. Violence at this table is forbidden. Sit. Now. Slowly, reluctantly, everyone sat. Chen Wei spoke for the first time, his English precise. If Agent Blackwell speaks truth, we have bigger problem than territorial disputes. We have government actively working to destroy us. Exactly, Dante said. Vincent's been pushing for war with me, but that's exactly what the FBI wants. While we fight each other, they build their case. We need to unite, not divide. Pretty speech, Moretti said. But it doesn't change facts. You brought heat. Your operation failed. You made us all look weak. My operation failed because the FBI set a trap, just like they've set traps for all of you. Dante leaned forward. But I have something you don't. A former FBI agent willing to testify about their methods, willing to expose their operations in court, willing to give us leverage. Don Vitelli's eyes narrowed. What do you propose? We pool resources, share intelligence, root out the FBI's plans, and we use Arya as our weapon. She testifies, exposes the task force's illegal surveillance, gets their cases thrown out on technicalities. In exchange for what? Moretti demanded. Your territory remains untouched. Your authority unchallenged. In exchange for survival. Dante's voice went cold. Because if we don't work together, the FBI will pick us off one by one. And then, Vincent, you'll have no territory to claim because it'll all belong to the federal government. The truth of it settled over the table. Chen Wei nodded slowly. Don Caruso makes sense. We fight external threat first, internal disputes after. Agreed, Don Vitelli said. Don Russo hesitated, then, my son's cooperation. Can you stop it? If he's already talking, no, Arya said. But I can tell you what he's told them, give you time to mitigate damage. Then I'm in. 4 against 1. All eyes turned to Vincent Moretti. His face was stone, but rage simmered beneath. This is coward's play, hiding behind a woman's skirts because you're too weak to fight. Call it what you want, Dante said softly, but you're outvoted. The question is, do you honor the sit-down, or do you prove you value your pride over the family's survival? Checkmate, Moretti knew it. Defying the other 3 Dons meant isolation, vulnerability, but accepting meant acknowledging Dante's victory. Fine, he spat. We unite against the feds. But when this is over, Caruso, you and I aren't finished. I wouldn't expect anything less. Dante stood, offering his hand across the table. Moretti stared at it like it was a viper. Then, with visible effort, he shook. The sit-down concluded with logistics, secure communication channels, intelligence sharing, plans to root out FBI assets. Arya provided names, operation codes, everything she knew. By the time they finished, dawn was breaking over the waterfront. Outside, as they returned to the SUV, Marco let out a breath. Boss, that was insane. Dante finished. Brilliant? Possibly both? I was going to say terrifying. Marco grinned. But effective. You just unified the 5 families. Your father couldn't even do that. They climbed into the vehicle. As they pulled away, Arya leaned against Dante, exhaustion crashing over her. We survived, she whispered. We did better than survive. He kissed her temple. We won. But Arya couldn't shake the feeling that the real battle was just beginning. Chapter 10. Ashes and Empires. 3 days after the sit-down, Dante's empire began to rebuild. Safe houses were fortified. FBI assets were identified and eliminated. Not killed, but removed, discredited, neutralized. The 5 families moved as one for the first time in decades, and the federal task force found itself suddenly blind. Arya sat in what had become her unofficial office, a corner of Dante's legitimate business headquarters, a real estate firm that laundered money through property deals. She'd been working with Valentina, identifying every FBI operation she knew about, every agent, every informant, burning her former life to ash. Last one, Valentina said, marking a name off their list. That's every asset you knew about. Webb's going to wake up tomorrow with nothing. Good. Arya felt no guilt. Webb had used her father, played games with people's lives. He deserved everything coming to him. Valentina studied her. You're different. Harder. I had a good teacher. Dante didn't make you hard. He just revealed what was already there. Valentina closed the laptop. The question is, what do you do now? You're not FBI anymore. You're not quite Mafia. You're something in between. I'm his, Arya said simply. Whatever that means. Before Valentina could respond, Marco burst through the door. Boss wants you. Conference room, now. They found Dante surrounded by news footage on multiple screens. Every channel showed the same story. FBI task force under investigation for illegal surveillance. Agent Marcus Webb's face filled one screen, stern and defensive at a press conference. These allegations are baseless. The Bureau's operations were conducted within legal parameters. He's lying, Arya said. Of course he's lying. Dante turned off the sound. But it doesn't matter. We leaked enough to reporters, fed enough to defense attorneys. Every case his task force built is now tainted. Dozens of convictions will be overturned. And the Bureau's too busy covering its ass to come after us. How long do we have? Marco asked. Months, maybe a year before they rebuild. Dante's expression was satisfied. By then we'll have adapted, evolved. The families are already implementing new security protocols. Luca appeared in the doorway. Boss, he's here. Good. Bring him in. Arya's breath caught as two soldiers escorted a man into the room. Silver-haired, distinguished, wearing an expensive suit despite his status as prisoner, Judge Richard Blackwell, her father. Their eyes met across the space. Recognition flashed, shock, horror, disbelief. Arya? His voice cracked. They told me you were dead. The accident was staged. She forced herself to remain still. Witness protection. New identity. FBI recruitment. You've been alive for 3 years? Pain etched every word. Do you have any idea what that did to me? He stopped, seeing Dante. You're Caruso. I am. Dante gestured to a chair. Sit, Your Honor. We have much to discuss. I'm not sitting with a criminal. Her father's voice rang with judicial authority. Whatever game you're playing using my daughter... Your daughter came to me, Dante interrupted. Voluntarily, to stop me from killing you initially, then to expose the FBI's corruption. And now? He glanced at Arya. Now she's choosing to stay. Judge Blackwell turned to Arya, betrayal stark on his face. Tell me he's lying. Tell me you're still undercover, still... I'm not, Arya said quietly. I chose him over the Bureau, over everything, over your own father. The words hit like bullets. You agreed to be bait, Arya said, voice shaking. Webb told me. You let them dangle you as leverage to draw out Dante. You were willing to die to close the case. To protect you. Her father's composure shattered. They said if I cooperated, if I helped them build the case, you'd be safe when it was over. That they'd keep you out of danger. They lied, Dante said. They were using both of you. And when things went wrong, they were prepared to let you both die, rather than compromise their operation. Judge Blackwell sank into the chair, decades seeming to settle on his shoulders. I don't understand. How did this happen? How did my daughter become... He couldn't finish. A criminal? Arya supplied. Maybe I always was. Maybe that's why I joined the FBI. To fight against the part of myself that understood people like Dante. That saw the gray between black and white. There is no gray, her father said. Law or chaos, justice or anarchy. You know this, do I? Arya moved closer. You sit on a bench and make decisions that destroy lives. You send people to prison based on evidence that might be fabricated, testimony that might be coerced. You call it justice, but it's just another form of power. That's not the same, isn't it? She felt Dante's presence behind her, solid and anchoring. Dante's honest about what he is. You hide behind a black robe and pretend your hands are clean. Her father looked at her like she was a stranger. They were right. You have been compromised. I've been freed, Arya corrected, from the illusion that there are heroes in this story. Silence fell, heavy with broken bonds. Dante spoke, voice measured. Judge Blackwell, you're here because the families voted on what to do with you. The evidence I have of your financial dealings was fabricated, her father interrupted. I never took bribes from your family. Those accounts, those transactions, all manufactured to discredit me when I refused to cooperate with your father. Arya's breath caught. What? My investigation found something your organization wanted buried. Rather than kill me and risk federal scrutiny, they framed me as corrupt. Made it look like I was on the payroll. Judge Blackwell met Dante's eyes. Your father offered me a choice. Accept the false narrative and live, or maintain my innocence and watch my family die. I chose my family. You let the world think you were corrupt? Arya whispered. You let me think. I let you believe I was dead, so you'd be safe from the consequences of my choices. Her father's voice broke. And now I find you've allied yourself with the son of the man who destroyed my reputation. The irony is suffocating. Dante's expression was unreadable. My father made many choices I've spent 3 years trying to undo. But I can't change the past. I can only control the present. He pulled out a folder. These are the original documents proving the financial records were fabricated. I found them in my father's private files after his death. I was waiting for the right moment to use them. He set the folder in front of Judge Blackwell. Consider this my apology for sins I didn't commit but inherited. You'll be released. The families have agreed you're no longer a target, and these documents will restore your reputation. Arya's father stared at the folder like it might explode. Why? Why would you do this? Dante's eyes found Arya. Because the woman I love deserves to have her father back, and because unlike my father, I believe in cleaning up messes rather than burying them. The confession hung in the air. You love her, Judge Blackwell said slowly. You're telling me you love my daughter? With everything I am, Dante replied. Which I know means nothing to you. I'm a criminal, a killer, everything you've spent your life fighting against. But I love her anyway. Arya's throat tightened with emotions she couldn't name. Her father stood, picking up the folder with trembling hands. I need time to process this, to understand what's happened to my daughter. Of course, Dante said. Luca will take you to a safe house. Tomorrow, we'll arrange for your return to your life. The FBI will be too busy with their own problems to care about your testimony. As the soldiers led her father to the door, he paused, looking back at Arya. I don't approve. I don't understand. But you're my daughter. That doesn't change, no matter what choices you make. Then he was gone. Arya stood frozen, feeling like she'd been split in two. Dante's arms came around her from behind, steadying her. I'm sorry, he murmured into her hair. I should have told you about the documents sooner. You were protecting leverage. I was protecting my empire. There's a difference. He turned her to face him. But your father was right about one thing. You deserve better than this life. Better than me? Stop. Arya pressed her finger to his lips. I made my choice. I chose you. Not because you're perfect. Not because this life is easy. But because with you, I'm finally honest about who I am. A beautiful monster, Dante said softly. You're a beautiful monster. She kissed him, tasting redemption and damnation in equal measure. So what happens now? Now? Dante's smile turned predatory. Now we finish what we started. The FBI is wounded. The families are united. And I have plans, expansions, consolidations, a complete restructuring of how we operate. Legal? Legal adjacent. He pulled her toward the windows overlooking the city. I'm not giving up power, Arya, but I'm going to transform it. Make it cleaner, smarter. My father ruled through fear. I'm going to rule through strategy. And where do I fit in this new empire? Dante turned her to face him, his expression intense. Everywhere. You're brilliant, trained in law enforcement, understand both sides of this war. You'll be my consigliere, my partner, my equal. Your equal? Arya's eyebrows rose. The 5 families will love that. A woman in leadership. The 5 families will adapt or be replaced. His voice hardened. I just united them through force of will and strategic brilliance. They know better than to question me now. Modest, aren't you? Truthful. He cupped her face. I love you, Arya Blackwell. Former FBI agent, current criminal, future queen of this city. Say you'll stay. Say you'll build this with me. Arya looked out at New York spread before them, a city of 8 million souls, most of whom would never know the shadow wars fought in their streets. A city she'd once sworn to protect through law. Now she'd protect it through a different kind of justice. I'll stay, she said, on one condition. Name it. We do this right. No unnecessary violence, no innocents hurt. We become the empire that keeps worse monsters in check. Idealistic for a crime lord's queen. Someone has to keep your soul from going completely dark. She smiled. Consider it my contribution to the organization. Dante laughed, genuine, surprised, delighted. You're going to be a nightmare to work with. You love nightmares. I love you. He kissed her as the sun set over their empire, painting the sky in shades of amber and blood. Outside, the city pulsed with life, unaware that in this moment, in this room, 2 broken people had forged something new from the wreckage of their lives. An empire built on ashes and love. A partnership forged in blood and choice. A future written in shades of gray. Chapter 11. Vows and Vengeance. 6 weeks later, the transformation was undeniable. Dante's organization had evolved from a traditional crime family into something more sophisticated, a hybrid of legitimate business and shadow operations that skirted the law without breaking it when mostly Arya sat in what was now officially her office, reviewing contracts for a property development deal that would launder money through legal channels. Valentina knocked before entering. "The last of Webb's cases just got thrown out," she announced. "Illegal surveillance, constitutional violations. His entire task force has been reassigned." Good. Arya didn't feel triumph, just tired satisfaction. What about Agent Webb himself? Under internal investigation. Probably facing termination, possibly criminal charges. Valentina sat across from her. "Your father's testimony helped. Turns out federal judges don't appreciate being used as bait without proper authorization." Arya's relationship with her father remained complicated. They met for coffee once a week, neutral territory, supervised by Luca from a distance. They talked about safe things, weather, books, memories from before everything shattered. They didn't discuss her life with Dante. Some rifts took time to heal, maybe forever. "There's something else," Valentina said, sliding an envelope across the desk. From Dante. Arya opened it. Inside was a single card with an address and time. "Tonight, 8 p.m. Wear the red dress." "What's this about?" Valentina's smile was mysterious. "You'll see." That evening, Arya found herself being driven to an address in Tribeca, an upscale building with discreet security. Dante waited in the lobby, devastating in a black tuxedo. "You look incredible," he said, offering his arm. "You look suspicious." "What are we doing?" "Something I should have done weeks ago." He led her to the elevator, which required a key card to access the penthouse. When the doors opened, Arya gasped. The entire top floor had been transformed. Candles everywhere, white roses, thousands of them. String lights creating constellations across the ceiling. A string quartet playing softly in the corner. And in the center of the room, all 5 dawns of the New York families. "What is this?" Arya breathed. Dante took her hands. "In my world, marriages aren't just personal. They're political. They're alliances forged and loyalty cemented. I wanted to do this right. The old way. With witnesses and tradition, and the family's blessing." Dante. Arya Blackwell. He dropped to one knee, producing a ring, an antique emerald surrounded by diamonds, stunning and timeless. "You've destroyed my enemies, saved my life, and made me believe in something beyond power and violence. You've made me believe in partnership, in love, in a future worth building." Tears blurred her vision. "I'm offering you everything I am. The good, the terrible, the complicated. I'm offering you an empire to build together, a life lived on our terms." His voice roughened with emotion. "Marry me. Be my wife, my partner, my equal. Help me transform this world into something we can be proud of." Arya looked around the room, at Valentina wiping her eyes, at Marco grinning, at 5 crime lords who'd put aside their own agendas to witness this moment. At Dante on his knee before her, vulnerable in a way she knew he showed no one else. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, I'll marry you." He slid the ring onto her finger, perfect fit, like it had been made for her. Like everything in this impossible love story, it shouldn't work, but somehow did. Dante stood, cupping her face. "I love you. Every broken, brilliant, dangerous piece of you. I love you. Every dark, complicated, impossible piece of you." They kissed while the families applauded, a crime boss and a former FBI agent, sealing their alliance with love instead of bloodshed. The evening became a celebration. Don Vitelli produced champagne older than Arya. Chen Wei offered traditional Chinese blessings. Even Vincent Moretti grudgingly congratulated them, though his eyes promised their rivalry wasn't forgotten. Hours later, alone in what would become their penthouse, Dante and Arya stood by the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. "We're getting married," Arya said, still dazed. "I'm marrying a crime lord." "You're marrying a man who happens to run a sophisticated business organization of questionable legality," Dante corrected. "There's a difference, is there?" "No," he grinned. "But it sounds better." She laughed, the sound free and genuine. "My father is going to lose his mind." "Actually," Dante pulled out his phone. "I may have invited him. Tomorrow, for dinner. Just the three of us. Arya's jaw dropped. You didn't. I did. I figured if we're doing this, we do it right. I ask for his blessing, which he'll refuse, and then we get married anyway. But at least we tried. You're insane. You love it. I really do. She turned in his arms. What happens next? After the wedding, we consolidate power. We expand legitimate operations. We transform the families from crime organizations into business empires. His expression turned serious. And we protect each other, always, no matter what comes. What about enemies? Moretti's not the only one who resents your success. Let them resent. Let them plot. We've survived the FBI, united the families, and forged something they can't touch. He kissed her forehead. Besides, I have something they don't. What's that? You. His smile was pure possession. The brilliant, dangerous woman who chose me over everything. That's the most powerful weapon in my arsenal. They made love that night with the city spread below them, a promise sealed in passion and choice. And when Arya finally slept in Dante's arms, she dreamed not of the life she'd left behind, but of the empire they'd build together. The next evening, Judge Richard Blackwell arrived at the penthouse with visible reluctance. Dinner was tense, polite conversation over Italian food neither man ate. Finally, Dante set down his fork. Judge Blackwell, I'm going to marry your daughter, with or without your blessing, but I'd prefer with. Her father's expression was stone. You're asking me to approve of my daughter marrying a criminal. I'm asking you to accept that your daughter is happy, that she's chosen this life freely, that she's building something meaningful. Dante met his eyes, and I'm promising you, on my father's grave, on everything I value, that I will protect her with my life, that I will honor her, that I will never give her reason to regret choosing me. Pretty words from a man who kills for a living. I've killed to protect what's mine. I've killed to maintain order. I've killed because in my world, hesitation means death. Dante's voice hardened. But I've never killed innocents. Never harmed civilians. Never crossed lines that can't be uncrossed. Can you say the same? Can you honestly tell me every verdict you've handed down was just every sentence fair? Judge Blackwell flinched. We're not so different, Your Honor. We both make impossible choices. We both wield power over lives. The only difference is you wear a robe and I wear a suit. Silence stretched. Then Arya's father turned to her. Are you truly happy? Truly choosing this? I am, she said quietly. He's not what I expected. This life isn't what I planned, but it's real. It's honest, and for the first time since witness protection, since losing our family, since becoming someone else, I feel like myself. Her father studied her for a long moment. Then slowly he extended his hand to Dante. I don't approve. I don't understand, but she's made her choice, and I respect her too much to stand in the way. Dante shook his hand. That's all I ask. One condition, Judge Blackwell added. You hurt her, and I'll use every legal resource at my disposal to destroy you. Federal judge or not, I will make you pay. I wouldn't expect anything less. Dante's smile was genuine. But you won't need to. She's the most valuable thing in my world. I'd burn the city down before I'd let anyone hurt her, including myself, his eyes promised. After her father left, Arya collapsed into Dante's arms. That was the most terrifying dinner of my life. You've been shot at, kidnapped, and hunted by the FBI. That was just talking. Exactly. Talking is worse. They laughed, the tension breaking, and in that moment, surrounded by the trappings of their impossible life, they were just two people who'd found each other in the darkness and decided to build something beautiful from the wreckage. The wedding was planned for 2 weeks later. Small, private, perfect, their empire awaited. Chapter 12. Forever in the Shadows 9 months later. The Hampton estate sparkled under August sun, elegant without ostentation, a private ceremony for a very public union. 50 guests filled white chairs on the lawn, the 5 families with their lieutenants, Arya's father in the front row beside an empty chair that represented her late mother, and Valentina as maid of honor. Arya stood in the bridal suite, staring at her reflection. The wedding dress was elegant lace and silk, modest by celebrity standards, breathtaking by any measure. Her grandmother's rosary wrapped around the bouquet of white roses. "You're radiant," Valentina said, adjusting the veil. "Are you nervous?" "Terrified," Arya admitted. "I'm marrying a crime lord in front of the city's most dangerous men. I'm allowed to be nervous." "You've faced worse odds, and won." "Have I? Or have I just survived long enough to see what happens next?" A knock interrupted them. Marco poked his head in. 5 minutes. The groom is losing his mind waiting. After he left, Valentina turned serious. "Last chance. You can still run. I'll help you disappear if that's what you want." Arya met her eyes in the mirror. "And go. Where? Back to the FBI? Into witness protection again? I've run enough. Time to stand and build. Then let's get you married." The ceremony was traditional Italian. Full Catholic mass, blessing from a priest who'd baptized Dante and probably several other mafia dons. When Arya walked down the aisle on her father's arm, she saw only Dante. He stood at the altar in a custom tuxedo, his expression unguarded. Love, awe, possessive pride all visible. When her father placed her hand in Dante's, the symbolism wasn't lost. A federal judge giving his daughter to a crime lord, blessing a union that defied everything law enforcement stood for. "You break her heart," Judge Blackwell whispered to Dante. "And I'll spend my life ensuring you pay." "Understood, Your Honor." The mass proceeded in Latin and Italian, ancient words binding modern souls. When the priest finally said, "You may kiss your bride," Dante pulled Arya close with reverent hunger. "Mine," he whispered against her lips. "Forever." "Yours," she confirmed. "Forever." The kiss deepened, promise and possession mingling, until someone, probably Marco, coughed loudly. They broke apart, laughing. Dante took her hand, rings gleaming, his simple platinum, hers the emerald engagement ring paired with a wedding band that matched. "Presenting Mr. and Mrs. Caruso," the priest announced. Applause erupted. Crime lords celebrating love, unlikely witnesses to something pure blooming in their dark world. The reception was lavish, champagne flowing, a 5-tier cake, a live band playing everything from Sinatra to modern hits. Arya danced with her father first, stiff, formal, but he held her like she was precious. "I meant what I said," he told her quietly. "I don't approve of this life, but I see how he looks at you, like you're his salvation." "Maybe we're each other's," Arya said. Then she was dancing with Dante, his hand possessive on her waist, their bodies moving in perfect sync. "Happy?" he asked, deliriously. "Good." He spun her expertly. "Because I have a surprise." "Another one? The estate wasn't enough?" "The estate is just a house." His eyes gleamed. "The surprise is what we're building inside it." Later, after cutting the cake and toasts from unlikely sources, Don Vitelli's was surprisingly touching, Vincent Moretti's was hilariously begrudging. Dante pulled Arya away from the crowd. They walked through the estate gardens, her train gathered in one hand, his jacket discarded, both gloriously rumpled. "I have something to tell you," Arya said when they reached the fountain. "Private, romantic, perfect. So do I. You first." She took a breath. "I'm pregnant." Dante froze, blinked. "You're..." "About 2 months. I found out last week. I wanted to tell you before the wedding, but..." She bit her lip. "I wanted you to marry me for me, not because of obligation." He stared at her. Then suddenly, he lifted her and spun, laughing, pure, joyous, unguarded. "You're having my baby. We're having a baby." "We're having a baby," she confirmed, grinning. "Are you happy?" "Happy doesn't cover it." He set her down gently, cradling her face. "Terrified, ecstatic, overwhelmed. I'm going to be a father. A crime lord father. Our child's bedtime stories will be interesting. Our child will be raised with honor, strength, and values, even if our version looks different than most. He kissed her softly. Thank you for choosing me, for building this with me, for giving me a future I never thought I deserved. You did the same for me. Arya leaned into him. What was your surprise? Less dramatic now, but he pulled out a folder. Legitimate business registration, Caruso property development, completely legal, fully licensed, no more shadow operations. We're going clean. Arya's breath caught. You're leaving the families? I'm transforming my role. The new generation doesn't need crime lords. We need business leaders who understand both sides of power. His expression turned serious. I'm not becoming a saint, Arya, but I'm building an empire our child can inherit without shame. One that protects our family without destroying others. She searched for words. That's everything. You're everything. He pulled her close. You walked into my restaurant, insulted me in perfect Italian, and turned my entire world upside down. Best thing that ever happened to me. They kissed as the sun set over their estate, their empire, their future. Two people who'd found love in impossible circumstances and forged something unbreakable from it. Inside, the reception continued. Crime lords toasted a new era. Valentina managed logistics with terrifying efficiency. Marco made increasingly inappropriate speeches. Judge Blackwell sat with Chen Wei, two men from opposite worlds finding common ground in their care for Arya. This was family now. Chosen, complicated, dangerous, real. Hours later, alone in their suite, Dante and Arya stood by the window overlooking the grounds. Guests lingered below, celebrating the union of law and crime, darkness and light. What happens tomorrow? Arya asked, wrapped in his arms. Tomorrow, we start building our empire. The legitimate one. He kissed her neck. Legal businesses. Community investments. Actual charity work that isn't money laundering. The families will hate it. The families will adapt. Or they'll be replaced by those who do. His hand drifted to her still flat stomach. This child changes everything. I want them to grow up proud of their name, not ashamed. Caruso isn't an easy name to carry. Neither is Blackwell. But together, he turned her to face him. Together, we'll make both names mean something new, something better. Arya kissed him, deep, passionate, full of promise. When they broke apart, she whispered, I love you, Dante Caruso. My husband, my partner, the father of my child. I love you, Arya Caruso, my wife, my equal, the woman who saw the man inside the monster. They made love that night with tender intensity, celebrating not just their union, but the future they'd build. And when they finally slept, tangled together under silk sheets, they dreamed of the empire they'd create, one built on choice, not coercion. On strategy, not just violence. On love that bloomed in shadows and transformed darkness into something like light. Outside their window, New York City pulsed with life. 8 million souls unaware that in this mansion, in this bed, two people were rewriting what power meant. What family meant. What redemption could look like when you stopped trying to be perfect and just chose to be better.